Good evening and welcome to Porch Time, where it has been nothing but shade central tonight. I've been given these things. Oh wow. Rookie mistake. Hello, Misty. Shades, I've got them. Come get them. I've got them. We're going to sit on here and debate anything you want. Hello, Rick and Debbie. Teresa, Misty. That's all I see so far. There's 5 people on, though. They're hiding from me. I don't know who they are. There's Teresa. Does anyone know? Anyone who have glasses? I've got sheds by the barrelfuls. And I've got coffee, because this could be a long night. Come get them. Hello, Krista. I'm waiting for the debaters to get in here to start really the arguments. Londa, hello. Doors unlocked. You walk in. You won't even be on camera. I'll hand you the shades. You can go. Piece of cake. Hello, Krista. Hello, Jeff. The door right in front of the black Nissan. That door. If you go to the other doors, I'm not going to hear you. I'm not going to see you. I'm going to ignore you. And you'll be out there in the cold. But I've got shades. I've given away probably 50. Give or take. I'm in that argumentative mood tonight. Hello, Steve. Hello, Lana. Hello, Christy. Christy wanted to debate, and then she backed out. Actually, she wanted to debate online about dating, and I said I offered. The seat's empty right there. Come on in. Sit across from me, and we'll debate. For best pet, dogs and cats, that's going to lead to a huge argument. I'm a dog guy, but I get the purposes for cat. Hello, James. Cats are sneaky. Dogs are silly and fun, and you leave for 2 minutes, come back in, they love you like you've been gone for centuries. How you doing, Christy? Cats could give a shit less what you do. I mean, they don't care. Dogs, every time you leave the house and come back in, they're like, oh, where have you been? Oh my gosh, I miss that face. Hello, Angie. Hello, Mama Bake. I want a foot-long coney. If Madison was on, we would do the coney thing, but you're in the mood for fuss. There you go. The other is Ford versus Chevy. Nah, that's an easy one. I like them both, actually. We vote dogs. Kev, you better be rooting for the Boilers tomorrow. Not a chance, Colton. Not a chance. I'm sorry, I can't. Can't do it. It's bad enough I had to wear that shirt. I'm a dog person. Cats are just sneaky and they don't care about anything but themselves, and the companionship they give for what they're going to come up and lick your head at night while you're sleeping and then wake you up in the middle of the night. It's a Shrek lover. Shrek 2 is the greatest animated movie ever made. There is no debate about it. My kids will argue that to the death with you. We love it. We watch it to this day. Oh, Colton. Okay, Colton's on. I wanted to do the dating debate. That would have been fun. You were on crack. Maybe so, but Shrek 2 is still the greatest animated movie ever made. And that, what's your top 3? I'm a dog person. Dogs have owners. Cats have servants. Bingo. You're at their whim. When they want you, not when you want them. Dogs are at your feet all day long. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Geneva. Hello, Haley. But Christy didn't want to partake in the debate about dating. And I was curious to see her angle, what she was going to throw at me, and what direction I had to go, what side of the fence. I let her throw the first stone. She might have been all for it. I would have had to put up a fight to be against it. Dogs are better. I like cats. They're obnoxious, but also dogs lick or kick. And yeah, and they snore. What was the debate? Any debate. Dogs, I don't know. Dogs just love you more. Cats are not. Cats are not affectionate. Maybe their own little tiny way, or a scant few of them, but almost all dogs. You leave the house 2 minutes, come back in, they love you like you've been gone forever. Do it again, same thing. Do it again, same thing. Love it. That's just where they are. That's why they're. Shrek is the best. Thank you. What was the dating debate? Hang on, I got a message I have. He's seen Aldo plays games. Oh, I got to see this chat. Hang on. Oh, boy. There goes my focus. Okay, so good show. I got to go. No. Yeah, that's not fair. That is not fair. There's no debate about that right there. Okay, now I'm very uncomfortable. I have both. You have dogs and cats. I'm trying to get back to focus here. Oh, you have Shrek 1, yes. Shrek 2, garbage? Not a chance. You have to keep crazy calm. Yes, this is true. Hello, Misty. Hello, Allie. Hello, Connie. And another message. Just here to ruin the eclipse for you. Bella picks Edward's right. Yeah. So we return fire for that text message I just got. I'm sorry. I had to reply. Hello, Joe. Am I caught up? No, I'm not. Let me go back. I got to catch up. There we go. All right, we're back. All right, I've got shades. We're debating whatever you want to debate. That was the whole gist of it. But I already noticed a huge change in traffic on my way home from work. Lots of campers. That is true. We can debate about the fake moon landing. Do we want to go that direction? Where's Chelsea? Get Chelsea on here. Someone message Chelsea Parsons and get her on here. She wanted to do conspiracies. We can go conspiracies. I don't care. Because I can argue that fake debate about the moon. And we can argue all night about that. And I got one thing I'll throw at you. I'm not laughing there, youngin'. And porta potties are everywhere. They did do that. You want me to shoot my moon thing? Who believes we went on the moon? Who out there believes we landed on the moon? Are they changing the parking lot at the city park for the eclipse? Are they charging? Christy's in a funny mood tonight. Hello, Kitna. Man, this is a good thing. This is family hour. That's all I gotta say. We did not land on the moon. Wait a minute. I'm behind. I'm way behind. Hang on, kids. I keep getting interrupted. My focus keeps getting taken from me. We did not land on the moon. Let me see what I missed. Was it taps? What have I missed? Nothing yet. We're getting ready to go on the moon here. All right, moon kids. Elvis is still alive. That's debatable. Elvis is still alive. We'll go to moon. I'm an X-ray tech. Radiation, dealt with it, studied it, had to take it for years, 30-some years. There's no way we got past the radiation belt, landed on the moon. I don't care what they say. Not a chance with the suits and the ship they had. No way. Nothing would have survived coming or going. End of story. Look it up. Research it. I don't care what they say. Not a chance. Those ships would have had to weigh 6 ton more than what they were. Tupac is setting. I mean, agrees moon landing didn't happen. We're caught in a trap. 100. Yep. Look it up. Radiation belt. Look it up. Google it. It's there. It's not a myth. We didn't even have color TV. How did we land on the moon? Right. It was a ruse because the Russians were trying to do the same thing, and it was all political BS, for lack of better words. Hello, Colette. Hello, Deborah. Hello, PJ. All a big ruse to put us first, whatever that meant. We did land on it. Not a chance. Not a chance, Jerry. Not a chance. There's no way we get through that radiation belt. Nope. The R that you would have received, even getting close to that, would have ended it. The craft was not built to handle that at all. Couldn't have been. We didn't have the technology. Titanic versus Olympic, which ship sank. Buzz Aldrin literally came and said that. Hello, Crystal. Thank you so much for the stars, dear. It was like my third or fourth year in radiography when I was like, there's no way that we did what they said we did then. There was no way. Not a chance. Hello, Mina. Unless, I will give you this, unless we had technology that they haven't even shared with us yet to go back and forth. But the story that they're telling is not true. Let me put it that way. The story that they portrayed on the news and the media and everywhere else, no way. Because there is more computer capability on this phone right here than what they had on that spaceship. Who's the camera writing? Exactly. And he should get the credit for the first steps on the moon, is what I'm thinking. He didn't have a selfie stick. Look at the technology we didn't have back then and give you 100%. Aluminum foil, duct tape, and metal poles. Woohoo! We're going to the moon. No radiation suits. Ship wasn't lined with lead. It would have had 3 feet of lead to even consider getting through there. Earth is flat. Now that is a good one, Trent. That is a good one. When I first started hearing that, I thought hogwash. And the deeper you dig in the rabbit hole, then you're like, it's getting harder to say no. But if you go along with that, because I did the Admiral Byrd thing on here, we'll hit that in a little bit, Trent. But I did the Admiral Byrd thing on there. If you look at that and the ice wall and what Admiral Byrd discussed before they shut him up, then it makes you wonder. I don't know about the simulation. I don't know about that. I agree with that, Colton. I think there's several down there. The Germans went and made a base. We went and tried to take it out. No, I don't buy that trend. I don't buy that trend. But I believe there's military bases. Was it John Kerry that went to Antarctica the night of the Trump election? Why would he do that? What was the point of that? There's been a lot of stuff come out about Antarctica that you're just like, what? But the pictures they sent back from the moon show the Earth round. Of course it does. And if you look at that picture compared to more recent pictures of Earth from outer space, it's not even the same. It's not even the same thing. Someone had that the other day and proved it, and they're like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. But the flat Earth thing bugs me. Bugs me, because hard to prove, hard to disprove. But here's the pyramids were energy stations. I agree with that. Somebody clearly was here before us with lots of energy. Here's the proof on the flat Earth that got me. The Michigan to Chicago photograph. And you can do all the mathematical equations you want. There is nothing. It's right there. Deb says we took the cherry boys to the first room. Oh. Magic Johnson didn't have AIDS. You could argue that. That's for sure. The Chicago skyline picture from across the shore of Michigan. There is no bend. There is no anything. It's as clear as a bell. And you can claim weather and ocean. Pictures were sent from aliens from possibly Jeff. It's as clear as a bell. And there is nothing you can say to debate that. Because this guy did the same thing on an oil rig 4 miles out the coast with or 10 miles out the coast with some high-tech camera. He goes, there's no way I see that oil rig. And he sees it from the water up. That's where I'm like, oh boy, I don't know what to say or do here. This is that's a stumper. That is a stumper. So if you can't disprove the photo, I don't know about that. We got to watch. Be careful, Trent. You're walking into some dangerous shut my sight down stuff. If we can't disprove the photo of the flat Earth thing, then it has to be correct. And then if it's correct, then either the Earth is 6 times the size of what they said, or we're flat. Simple as that. One of the two. We're either a larger ball, which is going to cut down on the rate of curvature in the equation, or we're flat. There's a cute cure to cancer. They won't release it. But I believe that one. The one guy that didn't make himself go bye-bye. Yeah. He used to work offshore drilling platforms, and we can see platforms that was 30 miles away. There you go. There's a guy that's done it. Jeff right there. So how do you disprove that? How do you throw in the theory that we're round with the mathematical equation when he can see 30 miles? Clear as a bell. Top to bottom of the rig from the water up. Mathematically, that should not happen. There's no way. You can do the equations they throw out there. And somebody's always like, oh, it's a reflection of the water. You can do this. Stop it. So every time someone takes a photo from 10 miles away and they can see it clear as a bell, it's a reflection of the water or swamp gas or something. Come on. Come on. Wish we had a pilot on here if they could tell the truth, because pilots know. Pilots know. What's up, Dan? I believe the Earth is bigger when that's always an option in my mind. That's why I'm not completely, oh, we're flat Earth. But if we're bigger, then there is an ice wall and there is other lands out there. Because if we're bigger enough to take that curvature out at that, we're like 10 times bigger. We're like 10 times bigger. Hang on. Very cool show. Chemtrails, yeah. They admitted that, Jeff. They've been doing that, seeding the Earth's atmosphere for some time. Hey, I've got glasses. If anyone needs Jesse Schoolcraft, if he can talk. Some of them NDAs, non-disclosures. I'm more into the Earth is bigger than the Earth is flat at this right now. But which opens the ice wall theory, and what's out there beyond that, and how big is it? Because you got to take the curvature out to have that happen. And if that's the case, what's out there they won't let us see? That's my own stupid logic. I'm not debating. Don't wear glasses during the clips. Collect that. Seth, Ash Shatner, right? Seth, are you going to be over there Saturday? We're talking setting up in front of the merchant's tent, like right there in that little area. And then the crowd can sit in the street or on the corner, around the whole area, whatever they want to do. We're just hanging out there. I talked to Eric. What's up, Mr. Fields? If it's not crazy. Sunday evening, not Saturday. Hello, Kathy. Shatner will be in Bloomington Monday. Woo. Oh, he's fine. Zach will be here Sunday. Hang on. I got people asking about shades. It's bigger than they tell us. Hey, here's a weather guy. Let's put him on the spot. Why would the Earth be flat? Who says that all other planets are legit, though, Jerry? That's a question. Zach, Earth flat. Is the Earth flat larger than what they say, or is it a globe? But I mean, that can't be your only argument, though, Jerry. Why would the Earth be flat and all the other planets aren't? The image that we get, is that real? Is it flat, and is it all BS? Hello, Aaron. Have you ever seen the other planets with your own eyes? I see a twinkle in the star in the sky, and they're like, that's Neptune. That's why we love him. That is right there. That is Zach, Indiana Weather Network, and he is firing on all cannons tonight. That cat will be in here on Sunday and Monday, and it's going to be a trip. There you go. End of story. Case closed. Show's over. That sums it up better than what I could have ever said. That's freaking awesome. You're getting all these people to agree with you now. They'll all follow you now, Zach. They're all gonna. You have 500,000 viewers after tonight. Come on in. Someone says I'm here. Hang on. I'm getting so many messages. Where are all these people? Hopefully not. Put them on camera, and I don't even know. Come on in. I will put you on camera. How many do you need?
How many?
5, 6.
I think 6 will be fine.
1. I want to keep this one. 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that enough? Make sure that's 6. Hang on, y'all.
3, 4, 5, 6. Yep.
That's it?
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Have fun.
Thank you. You too.
If I wouldn't have been on air, I'd have charged them. I'm just teasing. Hopefully it's not as crazy as I can come off Monday. There you go. Stay the night in my garage. Don't do it. Don't do that, Seth. Not in his garage. If the earth is flat and the firmament above us, we can't break through. How do meteors get through? Valid? I'm not saying that there isn't some truth. That's a good debate. Are the meteors even legit? What happened? What's the deal with that? Do the meteors get through? The earth still could be flat. Make me sleep in a dog bed. Why is it so cold in here? Maybe they just tell us the meteor is real. Since all this started, I question freaking everything. NFL's rigged, I believe that. Oop, Colton. I'm 6'6", so small won't work. We have a small futon and there are 2 recliners. Hey, there's going to be like 3 people in here sleeping in the studio, Seth. If you need to stay, it's not an issue. Not an issue. I don't believe what they told us. Let's stop this. Let's quit debating about everything for once and let's walk it. Let's walk it in. Raise your hand, kids. Someone was here before us, correct? We all can't debate. I call dibs on the couch. It's right there waiting on you, big dog. He's tall. What's up, Ike? We all have to admit that someone was definitely here before us. They didn't tell us the truth about the pyramids. There's stuff in the bottom of the Grand Canyon, we know for a fact. The better technology gets, they find stuff all over the world. There's pyramids all over the world, even in Antarctica, that they just kind of hush-hush. So that's step one. That's step one of saying we weren't the first advanced technology by far, advanced race of people. She doesn't know I'm live. I'm sorry, Kimmy. I'm live and I couldn't answer your message. I'm in studio. Just come on in studio. They're on the table. 909 East Columbus, side door facing St. Clair. And the black Nissan just come through the double door.
Okay.
Bye. So, Baghdad batteries. I saw those. Yeah, they in the pyramids, they even have drawings of what they used to have lights. So, wait, let's not get too far ahead. So we know the pyramids and stuff were used for something. There's no one buried in the pyramids. There's no graves or no one tomb. There's no tombs in any pyramid. That's not what they were used for. They've never found a tomb inside a pyramid. So clearly, someone with an advanced tech. There's no way they picked up those bricks and rocks and stone the way they said they did. Not a chance. There's so much precision cutting on some of them, especially ones down in South America. They couldn't repeat some of the cutting that they did. Here you go. How do you need?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I need about 3.
Is that it? Are you sure?
Give me 5, just in case.
Okay.
My son invited a bunch of friends over.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend. Thank you.
You too.
The precision cutting through the granite that is down there, or the stones that are down there, could only be made by a diamond bit at that point in time. Tesla did have the answers. Good point. And they can't even repeat that to this day. Oh, Trent, we're good. They can't even repeat. They can't duplicate what they did. There's holes 6 feet drilled, 8 feet drilled, perfect circular, all the way through, straight through. There's no kid with a mud flap on with a stick sitting there doing this. No way. Not a chance. Not going to happen. First of all, the stick's not going to go through that stone. Where's my machinist? We do this all day at work. There's no way. They didn't have no 5-axis stick set up. So clearly advanced technology was here before us, long before us, that they've hidden from us. So, okay, all the other debates after that, if they've hid that from us, what else? What else? And why? Oh, heck yeah, they did. Every painting from that era. Yes, thank you, Brad. I can't even pronounce it. Go back Tempe. Go back to Tempe or something like that. That's exactly the one I'm talking about down there. Every painting from when they first were doing painting shows a spaceship of the sky. Almost on every one of them. Yeah, exactly, Teresa. He wouldn't be 2 inches into it. The stick's not going to cut through that granite. Or whatever that stone, that type of stone it is. There's only one thing harder on the planet, is a diamond cut. And hell, I don't think they have diamond cuts for centuries after that. I don't know exactly when they came into the diamond bit on the drill, but every painting has a spaceship in it. And they hide that stuff from you. Why? So if they hid all that, why? Why did they do that? Then all these other conspiracies that we got moving forward, then you have to question everything. Literally. Why can't you go on the bottom of the Grand Canyon? It's documented that they found Egyptian hieroglyphics in the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Shut it off. Close the door. Can't go in there. That's documented. I'm not making that up. That is not hogwash. So you can cut it off at the pyramids and say, okay, clearly these were used for power sources. I think they were used for power sources all across the country, all across the globe. We used to drill or blast on the stone quarry. When it doesn't show up, I have to drill it with a stick. Sandstone. As the machinist for 30 years around us to straighten his holes, our achieve then was impossible. Exactly. And there's a machinist for you. And I inspect aircraft components all day long. That's all I do. Yeah, and you talking about it exactly, Jeff. And I get that sometimes you want to not overwhelm the citizenry, but they've had centuries to give us this. They've had decades to show us this stuff. And then you look at that, okay, this is technology and life. Okay, what about energy and medicine and travel? It's all there. That's why I debate. That's why I question everything. So I'm supposed to say, okay, we went to the moon? The Earth's round? You done lied to us about, we should all have free energy. Tesla proved that. I can't, Jerry. I cannot do that. Tesla proved it. They made him look like the wacko and gave all the money and the backing to Einstein and pretty much drove Tesla to his grave. The Vatican, the Vatican's a completely different argument. And I would love to know what's in there. But by the time you got there, they'd hide it and move it and never see it again. And I can hear the first debate on the other side is, so you're telling me for centuries, all the upper echelons have known this and they've just kept it quiet. Why would they tell? They're pulling the purse strings. They're pulling the strings that hold us. Exactly. The Jetsons said we would. I'm still ticked about that. Actually, we do now. There are cars out there that'll fly. And they're just way out of our price range, and they don't know how to control that yet. Just drones, basically. There's a guy that built one that could fly to here to Indy. That's its own country. Do you know that? The Vatican is its own country. Its own country. You cannot go in there. Vatican City. I can't buy into anything anymore. Once you figure out, okay, from the pyramids back, they've lied to us 100%. Don't get me wrong. I fully believe in God, and I think that power will always be there, and God created all this. But for some reason, they've taken large amounts of it out of it and removed it and hid it from us. Yes, I agree with that. But Jerry, they portrayed the pyramids as tombs, and you're going to have kings buried there and everything else, and they've yet to find a king or anybody buried in a pyramid. They're in the Valley of the Kings, buried in the tombs. Nobody's buried in pyramids. So what were they for? You're going to stack a bunch of bricks. Not only just stack them up, but they're precisely stacked to every possible. What is it? Is it zero to the North Pole and zero to the what's the star constellation Orion? All three of them perfectly laid out. True north, south, east, and west. That's what I was trying to get to. Perfectly laid out. You're talking about these guys that they didn't have their abacuses out, as same as the Sphinx they carved. And it's much larger underground. They buried it. So like they stacked a bunch of bricks that high and laid them perfectly out for no apparent reason. And they say that they held water. Water would flow this way, that way, whatever, and it was a source of energy to the next one and to the next one, and it shot energy to all these pyramids. Mayan templates, exactly. Right. Imagine if you'd have handed them a set of Lincoln logs. But I mean, if they lied to us about that, if they pulled the wool over our eyes for all that, we're just supposed to believe everything else after that? I can't. And especially once I started digging, I'll be honest with you, it was about 6 years ago when I fell into the rabbit hole. Monty is the one that threw me in there. I didn't sleep for 2.5 days, and that is not a lie. I researched every freaking thing. I had computers, my laptop, everything I could. I was running on nothing but caffeine. Hello, Lauren. Hello, Travis. I seen that. I'll tell you something that's happening. Same day as the eclipse, Da Vinci was a renaissance of Tesla. Perhaps. They're firing CERN up on Monday. I don't like that thing. I don't like that thing at all. There's no reason to have that thing. And I wish they wouldn't have that thing. There's sometimes we're going to go, hey, we don't need to do this. We don't need this technology. We don't want to find out what's on behind door number 3. But they do. They keep digging. How do you prove your theory in science? You have to keep trying, and you keep trying. before you can make it a scientific fact. But in the process of taking your theory into scientific fact, oops. What's up, Robert? Hello, Linda. Hello, Rhonda. Oops, boom. We're all gone. I guess that didn't work. So in the game of taking your scientific theory and making it a scientific fact, there's a lot of trial and error. And they're still doing trial and error on CERN. The last time they shut it down, they were like, oh, we don't need to know what's going to happen there. Well, let's fire it back up on Eclipse Monday. Hello, Lisa. I don't know. I still, no one can convince me pre-pyramid that anything they told us about technology and things like that were correct. Hello, Lisa. I think it's all hogwash what they told us, every bit of it. And you cannot tell me different. I don't care what you show me. Tell me there's no way some kid with a mud flap on carried stones perfectly cut, squared, rectangled with a stick, and they lifted them up and elevated them up without some sort of advanced technology at the levels that they did and set them the way they did. There's no way. You know how many workers it would have taken that long? Where's the cities at? Where's the millions of houses out there in the desert? Yeah, I did, Brad. And there's so much more to that, too. There'd be millions of villages out there across those pyramids that would have had to house generations of people to finish those with what they had. There'd be cities the size of New York of huts of workers that would have had to done that. And the quarry that they got it from is like 20 miles away. That alone is going to take years. Oh, they rolled them on logs. Really? Come on. I know we're dumb and ignorant to some things because we're naive, because this is what we were taught. But at some point you got to go, I don't know about that one, Gus. I don't see that one happening. Insane, exactly. That makes it so much funner. So much funner. Oh, somebody's here. Come on in. Ticket time. Hello, how many you need?
3.
3? Is that it?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear.
That's for you.
No, you don't have to do that.
No, I got some and I
What's your name, dear?
Londa.
Londa, thank you so much. God bless you. Londa just made my night, folks. This is going up the car. Londa, you come back in here and take all the tickets now. She gave me a Yankee Candles spice pumpkin air freshener for my car. Londa, you did not have to do that. It was very sweet of you. But I love it. And that will be up in my car. Thank you, Londa. I gotta wait till she gets on. That is very sweet. And she may be on right now. That was not expected, not asked for, and not wanted, but deeply appreciated, Londa. Thank you. So anyway, back to our base of our woohoo. Oh, hang on. Come on in. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Not too bad of you.
How many you need? I'm good.
I'm Crystal, so I'm getting my 3 and my daughter Rose's 5.
Okay, so 3 for you and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, I might have gave you one. I may have gave you one extra.
Thank you, sir, so much.
Thank you, dear. You have a wonderful evening.
You too.
So back to our base. I didn't get a gift that time. I'm kind of heartbroken. I'm teasing. So if you can debate and argue and somewhat prove up to the pyramids that it was all BS prior to that, technology-wise, then we're supposed to just roll over and say everything else since then has been exactly as they said. I can't do that. Who's dancing? We all are dancing tonight, Jason. Aligned to Orion's belt. That's what I was trying to get to, Jerry. The pyramids. exactly to Orion's belt. So 1 million mud flap wearing, minimal education, minimal even for that time, educated folks did this. Not a chance. Not a chance. We couldn't do it to this day on that scale with some of the best technology on the planet. Somebody's sending me messages. We couldn't do it. So that's where I'm like, okay, what else? What else should I believe? Titanic, if someone mentioned it earlier in the Olympic, photos prove that the windows don't match up to what the Titanic was when it originally set sail. The Olympic was built just a little bit different. It was the windows on the side. Ancient worldwide power grid. I firmly believe that. They find pyramids in Kosovo, South America, Antarctica, Egypt. They're everywhere. And that's what they use to power everything. I mean, you almost have to believe it. That was the way to, if not, why did so many demographics of people and cultures build them out of potluck? Hell, they don't even build houses the same across the planet right now. Hell, we couldn't do it today because the rules and regulations were that's that's very valid, Mr. Fox. But I mean, my first question is why? Why hide it from us? Can't control us? Can't control us? Is that it? So you pump sugar into us when we're a young age and make us fat and tell us you're going to cure us and do this and all that's a farce, and we get lazier as we get the longer a race of people stay on this planet and the truth gets farther and farther from us. I still think the Bible tells you everything to take care of you is here on this planet. Don't need to mix and match. Don't need to be synthetic. But I mean, they hide it from us. They take it from us. They get rid of it. That's my opinion. Did I always think that way? No. I went to the indoctrination camps. I stayed focused on. You don't think we're trained by that bell that you hear in first grade? Is that same bell they used to ring at lunch to the workers in the factories all over town? You don't think that was on purpose? Every bit of that was on purpose. Oh, bell number 1, we need to get to work. Oh, bell at 9:15, it's break time. Bell 11, lunchtime. Bell at 12, lunch is over. Bell at the end of the day, time to go home. I probably heard some of it, Travis, but not all. There were areas around the world, the Dead Sea, the glass, they showed signs of vertification that only get with temperatures above 17. What happened to create the heat, exactly? Oh, they've all slipped up some, Brad. What's up, Doug? And then they cover it up and wash it away, and the media doesn't say anything about it. They just wash it, ignore it, completely ignore it. We didn't know. He was just babbling. And it's not just them. Look through the history books. They've all done it. They've all done it. And that's the conspiracy theorists. We're about 45-0 right now in the last 4 years. And what's ahead is just horrific stuff if it ever comes out. Anyway, time to interrupt. I've got shades. If you need them, come to the studio. I'm going to be here. I need to go to the store at some point in time. I need to clean this. I got to work about 12 hours tomorrow, so tomorrow night's going to be limited, and I got Indiana Weather Network guys coming in at some point in time Sunday. So I'm going to have to clean up. I need to hire a maid in here. It's just for some help. Anyway, I've got shades. If you need them, come get them. Even if I'm not on air, I'm here. It's going to be one hell of a wake-up call. the Civil War was the second revolution won by the Rothschilds. You know, there's truth to that, Brad. And yes, Jeff, for those that aren't, the first thing I read, and I remember this, once you read, what did it say? Once you know, you won't sleep for days. And when you find out, once it all comes out, you won't be able to sleep at all. Created drones, yep. And I didn't sleep for about 3 days after digging as deep as I did. I was like, holy smokes, this is messed up. It's out there. You got to dig, but it's out there. Down one rabbit hole to the other. And it questions everything. Everything. Hello, Caitlin. I thought it was Caitlin, but I didn't want to say wrong there. Interesting stuff. I'm not saying we're not round, and I'm not saying we didn't get to the moon. But explain to me how. How did we get through the radiation belt? Prove that to me. Because in your theory, you went to the moon. How you doing, Caitlin? In your theory, we got through the radiation belt. No. You can't prove that because the suits and the ship that they had back then was not designed to go through the levels of radiation that they had. And they would have, none of them guys would have made it back. And if they did, they would have been a bloated mess and wouldn't have lived 5 days. Oh, they went through it so quick it didn't matter. Okay. And no. That's you can go through it quick. It'd have to be subsonic or supersonic or something. 10,000 times the speed of sound. But you're going to get radiation. I don't care what you do. Not in the ship they had. And you can see it. It looks like it's made out of aluminum foil and sheet metal. No way. No way. No protection. They couldn't line that thing with lead and get it off the ground back then. They didn't have the technology. What's up, Greg? Yet, our president at the time picked up a landline and called the moon. And we sat there, oh my gosh, he's talking to the astronauts. I know how that works. I know how you can do it, though. Being in the military and communications, I know how that could conceivably happen. But not to the moon. Because we did it out in the desert. Tapped in a thing and used one of these to call home. No way went to the moon. I've looked up a bunch and you couldn't commit the same. Travis, I'm the same way. No, Connie, I've been doing it for 6 years. I've learned to shut that off, honestly. Because it's like in a massive cave and you go down one tunnel you haven't been for a while and you only go so far and you're like, okay, I can't go any further tonight. I got to stop. And some of it's repetitive. And then it all circles back to each other. So when you enter that big cavern of all of it, you're like, oh, imagine it. Hello, Donna. Nice to hear from you from Muncie. Donna's up in Muncie. Well, Donna, thanks for joining us, dear. So yeah, it's interesting. It's out there. It captivated me. It hasn't let go of me yet. And I really just want to know why. Why lie? Control? Is that it? That's the only reason? All these technologies that we could have, and these people could be enjoying their life, and they're living, and prosperous, and healthy, and not just us, not just our parents, not just our grandparents, but for decades, centuries. And you didn't want to allow that to happen? And in the future, you don't want that to happen? That's why I'm just like, I don't get it. Hello, Tinsley. I don't know. I just don't get that. I'll never get that part of it. And I'm a lot closer to checkout time than not a lot on here, but some, So it's like, I want my kids to enjoy what I couldn't have because it's out there. I don't want their kids to enjoy because it's out there. It's out there. Just let us have it. Turn it loose. Fire up the pyramids. You know how they worked. Hang on. That's my debate. That's my argument. Everything prior to the pyramids, hogwash. And if you really, like Brett said, if you really want to dig deep, dig into that mud flood. Very interesting. Very interesting to this part of the planet. They had to hide him some way. And it's so funny because you'll see these architects and they're like, it doesn't even register. They were in horse and buggy at this point. Do you believe in aliens and life on other planets? Other planets, I'd have to believe in other planets completely first. Not saying I don't, but that's still a debate. Aliens, hard to say aliens when they're probably here before us and still here. Right, and PJ, you're right, 100%. I firmly believe in God and His Savior and every bit of that, 100%. I think the planet went evil at some point and took that from us and only gave us part of the story, and that bothers me. That bothers me. And when it's Resurrection Day, and everybody will be unmasked, and we will know the truth, then I'm sure we'll have those answers. And you know what? You never know what's going to happen Monday. Monday could be interesting, that's for sure. But they certainly have not told us the truth about the pyramids and prior to. You can't. The better the technology gets, you can't even hide it anymore. I mean, these guys are finding structures in the ocean that connected from South Florida all the way to Africa. They're just finding this stuff everywhere. They keep getting these ground penetrating radars and stuff that can peel back the canopies of the jungles. And I have a friend that lives in Jersey, and they had a 4.8 today. I did see that. In Yugoslavia and Ukraine and Slovakia, whatever the country, whatever they're called over there now, they found pyramids over there. And they didn't just cover them up. People didn't just die off and they just covered up with dirt. That stuff they did that for a reason. I don't know. It bothers me. I have shades. I still have tons of shades. I'm not kidding you. I still have 50, 100, maybe, what is that, about 30 in a pack, 30, 60, 90, 120, probably 150. If you need them, I'll be here. I may leave here in a little bit to go to the store, but I'll be back. I'll be here tomorrow morning about 6 a.m. And then I'm gone for about 12 hours. But I will hang my new Londa, if you're on, thank you so much, sweetheart. It smells beautiful. Pumpkin spice. I'll have to keep my windows rolled up in the summer because the bees won't want to get in. There's Joe Clendena. How you doing, Joe? Joe, you missed a good debate. Not really debate, discussion. I think people are either sitting out there right now and going, this is the last time I've ever watching Kevin. He's going nuts. Or, hey, he's got some valid points. I'm not saying I'm nuts or sane. Research it. Look it up. And don't go to Google and say it's not on there. They squash it. And that's a fact. That's been proven. Find it. We had... Hello, Crystal. We were just talking about... Well, we're debating stuff like the moon landing and things like that and technology and this and that. And I was like, back it up. Back it up all the way to the pyramids. Because we know for a fact now, pyramids are not tombs. They buried no one in them. Despite, for centuries, that's all they told us. This is where the kings were buried. No one was buried in the tombs. They're all, majority of them, buried in the Valley of the Kings. No tomb has ever been found in any pyramid. Scratch that off. Okay, so why'd you lie about that for starters? Second, many people feel cell phones wasn't cell phones wasn't designed in the late 80s. It's refreshing to see someone who isn't afraid to say things. Nah. Oh, Natasha, dear, I've gotten in trouble so many times you have no idea. The fire in Chicago and San Francisco have done to hide technology from us. I want to get to that in a minute, but let me catch you up. But I said back it up to the pyramids and tell me everything before then was legit, and they can't. You can't, because it's all a big farce. Pyramids were probably energy towers. 100%. The kids that went, time-wise, I keep wanting to research this. What was the date on the fire in Chicago? Moon landing fake, pyramids a joke, cell phones are what? That's why I love that man right there. We connected. We didn't even have to talk. It was like I told him what I was going to say and he typed it. Pyramids are power plants from the past. That's exactly what they are, and they're all over the freaking planet. I'm with you, Dad. Listen to him. Natasha, I've been in trouble before by running this yapper. The problem that people have with the truth seekers is you think we want to be right, but we promise you we wish we were wrong. It's all in the hands of the man upstairs, 100%. I do like hearing what other people have to say because it makes me dig deeper. Thank you. A very logical, rational explanation. The Great Fires in Chicago. Now, when did the kids die on the Dulce Pass in Russia? Wasn't that the same night or the same day and night? The kids that went up in the mountain and froze, and they found dismembered it, and their tents were destroyed, and all their gear was there. They ran out of their tents into the freezing cold, but none of them actually died from hypothermia, I don't think, but maybe 2. The rest was like blunt force trauma and all this other stuff, and they never. Oh, it was Bigfoot, it was Yeti, and then it was the people down the road. Wasn't that the same? Am I getting that wrong, or was it the massive fire? It's either that date or there was a massive fire in Siberia that burned a ton of acre, like thousands of acres. Maybe that's it. That's what I'm hitting on there. And same time frame. And that tells me something happened in our atmosphere, whether you're flat earth or not. And Nick, that's there's more validity to that than the options were given. I mean, that has to be on the table. And like I said, I can hear people, you're telling me all these people kept it secret. Yeah, because they're getting paid. They don't have to live like we do. None of them. I can't believe it's the globe the way that we're described for the last 70 years. No. It's either much larger, because we said about this earlier. At least 2 photographs. The one from the shore of Michigan to Chicago. Mathematical equation, if everything's equal is what they've told us, it's impossible to show that. And then Jeff Shelley's on here, and I was talking about oil rigs. He said, yeah, we see oil rigs 30 miles away. Water to top. Mathematically impossible. Impossible. With everything we've been given. Now, it's either extremely larger per scale than what they've told us, or we're flat. It's one of the two. It has to be. There is no math drives everything. Math is the universe. And Tesla was it 3, 9, and 11, or 3, 1, 3, and 9, whatever his numbers were. He said, and those numbers are very important, and they drive everything. And so the equations they give us don't match to what we see. Hello, Lori. So if we have to go by their scale, 3, 6, and 9. Thank you, Brad. And And he said 9 was the most important. Did he not, Brad? So if you have to use their equation, then that shouldn't happen. You shouldn't see that. You shouldn't see the Chicago skyline from ground level to the top of the Sears building from where they're standing. You can see the waves hitting the shore. Can't do that. That's impossible. Mathematically, that's impossible. Literally just watched Talking to the South Pole. Actually, beautiful. I did a thing on that a few months ago on Admiral Byrd. If you really want to dig into something that'll open your eyes, look what he said before he got back to D.C. Look what he said to Chile. And first of all, look why he went down there, and look what he took with him. And look what he said to a reporter in Chile before they flew him back to the States. And he was like, nothing happened. We were just down there. 200 to 300 feet tall. Right. And you shouldn't be able to see them at the base in the water. Not from where you're at. Oh, you just ordered his journal. There you go. That's good stuff, Nick. That'll open your eyes. I mean, you're already there, but yeah, that's got some good stuff in it. He said they are spacecrafts that can go from pole to pole in the blink of an eye, and we cannot touch them. Admiral Byrd, one of the most respected admirals in all the Navy at that point in time. He said those words. You're in the Gulf off the coast of Louisiana. I was down there in Louisiana, stationed at Polk for a while. That's why I love Cajun food to this day. But there's so much. There's so much that it's just when you get to this point, you're like, no, why? Why hide it from us? Tell us the truth. Londa, that was very sweet of you. I deeply appreciate this. Pumpkin spice, thank you so much, dear. Wasn't expected, wasn't asked for. There was no fee on these tickets. They're not even my tickets. They're the Visit Morgan County, and they gave me something to pass out, so I am. But thank you so much, dear. That will be in my car tonight. Give me some gator tail. There you go. I want some crawfish, buddy. I could eat crawfish all day. And some etouffee, and some gumbo, and jambalaya, and red beans and rice. Calamari. Christy joins us again. Christy, how are you, sweetheart? We're losing people. 8:15. I'm gonna have to kill it anyway for a little bit and come back on by the bucket loads. Yes, sir. It's the greatest thing I ever saw in my life. 2 things while I was in the Army down there. The one bar we went into, I was 21. I could do this. Basically, it was a massive floor. They had kettles with fire, like 3 or 4 of them, and they would scoop the crawfish out and throw them on your table, and you ate them like peanuts and threw the shells on the floor, and they would sweep them up. Go get your groceries. I'm going to, Lisa. Just peachy. I'm sure you are. And then drive-through liquor stores was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, because you could order, I need 2 dozen spicy crawfish and a banana and vodka. Yeehaw. The Boil in Greenwood has great crawfish. I've not been to that. I want to. All right, y'all. I'm going to jump. I'll be back on at about 10. Hello, Angie. For my late show where we can really let the tie down and just let it all hang out. Would world would be round? The only reason why, due to the extra rotation, solar fails to flat, change my mind. See, Natasha, thank you, dear. I don't know you, but thank you for your input. So your argument is we have to be round. So you're buying the space and the asteroids and everything. You're agreeing to all that, and no firmament, and all of that. You're agreeing. You're buying into all that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying the more I dig, the deeper I dig. There's no way they can disprove the photos. 10 miles away, and there's no curvature. No, Joe, don't shut up. This is why we're doing it. No, you're an educated man on this. I love it. And your argument is sound, 100%. But then tell me why I can take a picture of the Chicago skyline from 25 miles away, and there's no curvature. And if you put that equation in there, like they give us, everything being equal, I shouldn't be able to see North Shore Drive. And not only can I see North Shore Drive, I can see the top of the Sears building. That's impossible. There's no way. Jeff on his oil rigs can see the base of the water and the top 30 miles away. Mathematically impossible. Cannot happen. That's my point. That's why I'm like, it's either much larger and more oval shape, obviously, than circular, or it's flat. It's only two possibilities. Has to be. I guess you could expand the ball as it is, long as it is wide as it is long. There's only two possibilities. And I'm not blowing smoke. That stuff's out there. It's known. They've tried to cover a lot of it up. Joe's going to come down here and want to drink about a six-pack with us and argue this till about midnight. Not that I'm against that. If someone believes in how... Just theory, ask them how Polaris has a feel. Now, wait a minute, John, this is way above my food. I'm way down the food chain on this. Hang on. Heliocentric theory, ask them how Polaris has a fixed position forever. And I know what he's talking about. North Star, doesn't move. How is that? Have a great night, Lisa. I'll be back at 10. John, I don't know who you are, but I'm glad you pulled that out. I knew that. But I didn't get to it. You're right on it. 100%. This is going to stay centered, but we're spinning and it's not. Hello, Ann. Good point. Good. Again, argue that. Fix that. How do you fix that? I know everybody wants to say, hey, no, we're globe. We're spinning 65,000 miles an hour. This way and this way. Around the sun. But oddly enough, one of them stars just sit there and not even move. If you really want to dig deep as we ended here, research the ping they sent to the moon decades ago and look what happened. That will blow your mind. The ping. We said a ping. How many licks does it take to get the center of 3? 3! Love you guys. I'll be back on around 10 just to have some fun. I got shades if you want shades. John, good point. Great closing point. No right or wrong. We don't know. We're all in the dark. We have our theories. We have some evidence of both sides. That's why it's a good debate. And if you see, it goes now or less for the constellations as well. True. It's very sound logic right there. Very well said. Love you guys. I'll be back on at 10. We'll have some fun. Nothing serious tonight. It's a weird weekend. We got to make it past Monday. Praise God. You guys be safe. Love you. God bless. Bible tells us so. You guys have a fact. John will be back on at 10. I got to go get groceries. He's speaking truth there. I don't know. John, where are you from? You're not from here, are you? You're not from where we're based. Who is this? Where are you from, John? You don't have to get exact, but just, you're not from Indiana. I've never seen you on my feed before. He may not want to tell. I'm giving you a minute. Oh, he's from Indiana. Well, thank you for joining the feed, John, and I appreciate your input. We'll be back on at 10. We don't normally talk about conspiracies and stuff like this. It was just one of the nights where I was like, let's debate, let's kick it out. And we went for broke, and this is where we wound our way to. We started with about 30 to 35, and we're down to 10. But we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes. All right, guys, I'll jump. We'll be back on 10. Love you guys. That's because I'm never been here before. Well, thank you, sir. Thanks for joining tonight. We'll be back on at 10. Love you guys. See you in a little bit.